Good morning, campers.
Al and Jerry. Don't worry, it's only an hour long, and most days it doesn't suck.
There we go, 5:01. It is Tuesday. The college basketball season has come to an end. The Eddie Schizzeri, what's up? And across from me, his name is Al William Dukes. What's up, man?
Good morning, Jerry.
Sounds like a poet, Al William Dukes.
Yes, I do some poetry in my spare time. I never know what the difference between poetry and writing like lyrics is. It's the same thing.
It is the same thing. If you write, when I was in college, I've told you this before, a professor of mine told me if you want to become rich and famous, start writing poems and then mail them to yourself and to the record companies. And then you'll have the post-dated lyrics that prove you wrote the song. So if they don't give you credit, you sue them.
And then you just have somebody else record and put music to it.
Well, that's why you send it to the record company.
Oh, I see.
They like the poem, they give it to the artist, and now you're rich and famous.
Now we got social media. I'll just directly reach out to some of the biggest country music stars in the world.
Yes, but that has to include tequila.
Right. If you want beers or tequila, something like that.
They don't seem to drink it, but they don't read to. They don't seem to sing about vodka, but they do like to sing about tequila.
Vodka very hard to rhyme and get into songs. Tequila.
How do you rhyme tequila?
I don't know. I feel like it
you have
rhymes.
a girlfriend named Sheila.
Sheila. There's a song, Jerry. Tequila Sheila.
I get so annoyed by Sheila that I drink my tequila.
I drink my tequila. Jerry, a mistress named March Madness has left me.
Gone. Well, the game started at midnight.
As quickly as I started flirting with this mistress named March Madness, Jerry, she left me. We'll meet again next March.
Yes, you will. Well, maybe before that, you're going to come to a basketball game at Jersey Mike's Arena. You're going to come watch Rutgers, and then we'll go from there.
This March Madness turned me into a college basketball fan for many reasons. I was only watching, and I tried watching the NBA, which I don't care for.
Boring and slow.
Boring, slow. I don't know, defense.
Yeah, it's better in the postseason for sure, but the regular season NBA is awful.
Yeah, but this new girlfriend I have, Jerry, the NCAA March Madness, I'll see you again in March.
Yes, you will, in a full year.
And we'll make sweet music together. Sweet, passionate music together, Jerry. Why is the final
You're creepy.
March Madness game played in April? That really threw me off.
And at 9:20.
Yeah, well, that we always get. Like people,
because that's when that's how long the tournament goes.
But why not?
The March Madness part are all the upsets and all the crazy finishes to the tournaments and stuff like that. This is the championship game.
So last night was not madness. Last night was a championship game.
I mean, you could call it madness, the fact that Kansas was down by 15 points at halftime.
Oh, they must have been feeling themselves at North Carolina.
Probably so.
Right?
I believe if I saw the thing correctly, that now I know you can't, it's not these kids, but in the history of North Carolina basketball, they were 46-0 when leading by, what was the number? I forget what it was. Well, whatever it was. They were up by 15, and they previously were unbeaten with that big of a lead in the tournament.
So they go up 40-25 at the half.
Yes, and then get steamrolled to start the second half.
They must have been in that locker room puffing their chests out. That's what I would have been. I would have already been getting the champagne ready, putting it on ice. I'm up 15.
I don't think you can do that. You were still playing the top seed.
First half.
You're playing a 1 seed.
If I was the coach, who's the coach, Jerry? North Carolina?
March Madness really got you, huh?
I'm hooked. For the audience, though, Jerry, the head coach of North Carolina.
Hubert Davis.
Hubert Davis was probably like at halftime, listen, let's relax. We've got a lead. We'll take this to the end. We'll celebrate. Good for you guys.
Hubert Davis was probably like, we stop using the shot clock and go 4 corners and just stall for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, stall for all time.
That's a tough one because Kansas, I mean, they got roll. I watched the highlights this morning. I did not stay up to watch this game. And, I mean, when they got going downhill, it was unbelievable. It always amazes me, whether it is the NBA, whether it's college basketball, and I've certainly called enough games and attended enough games as a fan. It blows me away how one team can be doing so much so well, and the other team can't seem to figure it out. And then all of a sudden, roles are reversed, and the team that couldn't miss can't make anything, and they can't do anything the right way. I know it's a game of runs, but sometimes it's so extreme, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a lot like pro wrestling, Jerry. In the beginning of let's take a magnificent Morocco.
Well, it's really nothing like pro wrestling because that's scripted.
Well,
this is not scripted.
Let's take like a magnificent Morocco versus Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and the match starts, and Morocco's just pummeling Snuka, and you're like,
well, that's how they write it, yeah.
Yeah, Snuka has no shot here, and that was North Carolina pummeling Kansas last night.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, one move where the magnificent Morocco relaxes, Snuka throws him off the rope, karate chop to the chest, down he goes, off the top rope, Kansas wins.
Right, except again that this was real and wrestling is not.
Yes, basketball is real, Jerry.
Yes, it is.
All of it.
Yes, it is. Well, it is all real. That is true. That is true. So, yeah, I'm glad to see that you've been converted into a college basketball fan.
Right.
That's actually exciting for me.
I'm going to root for Rutgers, but I also want to pick a real front runner also, like North Carolina, Kansas, Kentucky, something. Like I need somebody that I can root for consistently. Like It would have been Indiana just because I went to school.
Well, you didn't go there. You went to Indiana State.
Right, I went to Indiana State. I can't pick them.
So root for them.
They're not going to
root for Kane.
They're not going to make a run.
What? Maybe in the Division III?
I don't know what they are. I need
the Kane Cougars.
I need a team, Jerry, where I could buy their merchandise.
You can buy Kane's merchandise.
No, but that's not real.
What?
That's not a real basketball
Those kids
school.
bust their ass.
I'm sure they do, but I need a real basketball, a team that's going to be like a 1 or 2 seed every year.
Their last game, they lost to Rutgers Newark 89-70.
See, Rutgers Newark. Is that they have their own separate team?
Yes, they do.
Come on.
What?
That's not real college basketball, Jerry.
Have you?
No, I know they're good against each other, but they're not going to be in the tournament. I'm saying I need
they're
a
not
tournament
big enough to be in the tournament.
team.
That's true.
And I don't trust St. Peter's to be there every year. I'd love to hop on that bandwagon.
Well, they need a coach first.
I'd love to hop on that bandwagon. Maybe I'll become a Seton Hall fan as well. Could I root for Rutgers and Seton Hall? Or is that like rooting for the Yankees and Mets?
No, you can't root for Rutgers and Seton Hall. Come on now. You want to root for Rutgers, that's fine. I will not accept you rooting for Rutgers, nor will I allow you to come to a game if you're rooting for another local team.
Okay.
Unless it's Kane.
All right, so Rutgers will be my local team.
All right, fine. Well, we accept you with open arms.
Thank you,
The
Jerry.
minute that I see you wearing another Big Ten or local college basketball shirt, invite, gone. Gone, and I'll take Eddie.
Jerry, I see Tracy Wolfson did an in-game interview with North Carolina coach Hubert Davis, and he had people fired up after hearing that interview. Now, he was down 7-0, then took a 22-18 lead, this North Carolina, to which Tracy Wolfson got an interview with him during the game, and people were fired up on Twitter.
Do we have it?
Well, I don't have it.
Oh, okay.
This will be something that we can look forward to in the Boomer and Geo broadcast.
I get a minute to find it.
You can find it, Jerry. He was all fired up, got people fired up, and then ultimately he lost.
Well, yeah, because of the second half.
Yeah, that second half. Sometimes, Jerry, these games are a tale of two halves. You have a solid first half, then you, as they say, crap the bed in the second half.
You crap the bed? Is that how we call it?
Yeah.
So you think Hubert Davis went in after the game and said, guys, you crap the bed?
Yeah. What?
I'm very disappointed in you.
Guys, did you not hear my fired up talk to Tracy Wolfson? Well, I guess you didn't because those guys were playing in the game and not watching television.
I'm trying to find it on the fly here, the way you and Eddie usually do this.
On the fly. I could also tell you.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're competing out there. It's live action, Tracy. It's live action out there. I thought we were nervous at the beginning, then we started to settle in. We got better defensively. Now we're attacking the basket. We're ready to go.
Are you okay with how Baycott is right now?
He's doing terrific. I'm so proud of him. I told you, 52%. Him on the floor is good news for Carolina basketball.
Thank you.
He was feeling himself, Jerry.
Well, it's also loud, too. Like, you're yelling, and he's into it.
Yeah, but when he went down 7-0, and then he takes a 22-18 lead, North Carolina, he's like, this is the perfect time for a Tracy Wolfson interview.
When I was there, when I
Fired
was in Dayton, the one thing I got a kick out of watching was watching John Rothstein have to go remind them, you owe me an interview. And it's like, you're in the middle of this game. That you lose, you're out. And so the timeout would come, and then you would say, and you could see, like, he knows he's got to go do the interview. But it's like, oh, the guy, he's talking to his team, and hey, guys, we have TV.
Why do they make him do that?
I don't know. For moments like this.
Right, but for the most part, we don't get much out of it. It's like the NFL.
I think it depends on the coach. That's true.
It's like the NFL when they do it before the kickoff, and it's just you'll get generic.
Of course. We got to stop the run.
Right.
We got to get to the quarterback. Can't turn the ball over. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Back to
We
you.
have to score more points.
But at least that's before the game. And then in baseball, when they do it,
Baseball is more conversational and it works better.
and they do it, yeah, right. It does work.
It does work better.
But basketball, you're right. You're in the championship game,
And you're pulling him away from his team.
right.
You've only got literally 2 minutes to talk to them, and you're taking 45 seconds away to talk to television.
Right, I would have been like to Tracy. Tracy, well, listen, yes, we overcame that 7-0 deficit. We're up 22-18 now, but thanks to this, we're probably going to fall behind again because now I can't talk to my team.
I can't make an adjustment, damn it.
I wanted to make an adjustment to keep this going, but thanks.
I guess that's where their assistant coaches come in so handy. They have to take the reins.
Yeah,
They
like
have
maybe-
to.
Yeah, they get paid for that. These coaches.
For that interview?
Yeah.
No.
That's
No.
just part of like a TV contract.
Yeah, I'm sure CBS negotiated that with the NCAA. Like, this is what you're doing. The same thing with like the Big Ten Network. They'll do the walk off at halftime interview,
Yeah.
which I don't like either. But that to me, at least, you're walking with the coach. It's you stop them for 20 seconds. You
You're
got
right.
12. It's not that. This is like in the middle of a quick break. By the way, Tracy, if you're not aware, this is a national championship
Yeah.
game. Could you go away?
Yeah.
And I feel bad for her because she's got to go
Yes.
do it. But last night, he was into it.
Right. He was
That was
into
fine.
it. Because he was feeling himself.
Imagine Bob Knight. If you had to go as Bob Knight in the middle of an NCAA championship game to come talk to TV.
Right. He'd have hit you with a chair like Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
That's the second Jimmy Superfly Snuka reference.
I'm trying to get them all in today. I'm trying to get. I just want to get 10 Superfly Snuka
Why?
references.
Why
instead.
10?
I don't know. It just seems like an absurd number.
Well, you've now said his name 3 times.
Okay, 3.
Actually,
well, it's 3.
4.
Only
You
7.
said it 4.
6. I only
How
have
about
6
this?
more.
Jimmy Superfly Snuka, 5. Jimmy Superfly Snuka,
Well-
6. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, 7. Say it's quick.
This is cheating.
Jimmy Superfly Snuka, 8. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, 9. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, 10.
I don't know.
I think I just called him Suka.
I don't know if I could count those, Jerry. Another thing that people enjoyed looking over Twitter during the overnight, Jerry, was the Jim Nance.
What did he do now?
He had a what
Oh, the
people
Manic
thought.
Monday?
Yeah, he had a hilarious line when talking about UNC's Brady Manic.
Games 3 for 5.
So is this it?
9 of his last 10 games, 3 for 5 from the 3-point line for Brady Manic.
Just another manic Monday.
People like that.
People loved it, Jerry.
It's goofy.
They thought, why didn't I think of that? To tweet it. That's how people.
I'm sure it
people
had been
appreciate-
tweeted.
prior to Manic, prior to Jim Nance saying
Sure
Manic
someone
Monday.
said it somewhere.
That could just be parallel writing.
Ay, ay, ay.
Do you think someone slipped that to Jim Nance, or he came up with that?
How old is Jim Nance? 60s?
Yeah.
No, he's probably
He probably
familiar
knew
with
it,
the
yeah.
song. Yes, I'm sure he came up with that himself.
It's just another man. By the way, did
Too
you
bad
know
they lost.
Did you know Prince wrote Manic Monday?
Yes, you've told me that.
Yeah.
I did.
In a Prince-related note, this was cool to.
He knew Jimmy Superfly Snuka when he was a kid?
No, they did not know each other as children. But video surfaced yesterday. TMZ had it of an 11-year-old Prince.
What was his name at the time?
He was
Junior Prince?
Prince was either his first name or middle name.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He was 11 years old. He looks just like Prince. And the local news.
No, you're saying Prince,
Yeah.
who was actually Prince, looked like
Yes.
Prince.
Right. As an 11-year-old, it looked like here's mini Prince walking around. As an 11-year-old, he lived in Minnesota, grew up
Right.
in Minnesota. He was asked by the local news about a teacher's strike that was going on in the schools. And they asked an 11-year-old Prince what he thought of the teachers being on strike. And he was for it, saying they're working extra hours for us and all that stuff. So look at a very young Prince, Jerry, back in the teachers union in Minnesota. That's cool. I love seeing.
In what way?
This is a little Prince. Jerry, he was adorable.
So what?
And this is the guy.
So were you. Look what happened to you.
This was an 11-year-old. And when I was looking at that kid, I was looking at Raspberry Beret, Purple Rain, When Doves Cry,
Right.
Party Like It's 1999.
Did you ever figure out why he died?
I don't recall.
Because I think it was a drug overdose. Was it
Yeah,
not?
I think so.
And yet he was all into health food and didn't drink.
If I could have only have reached out to that 11-year-old Prince. I would have said, don't do drugs. They're bad.
Well, yeah, of course. At least you never took them.
I never took drugs.
So we still have a very healthy elders.
Yeah, I've never taken. I had alcohol, though.
Who, last time I checked, big fan of Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Love Superfly Snook, although he had a terrible. He allegedly.
Yeah, I know. That's a bad story.
There are people who think he murdered his girlfriend.
I know. That's a horrendous
And
story.
the evidence is not good.
No. Let's take a break on that down note.
Well, that's a down note. Let's get back to a young 11-year-old Prince standing up for the teachers.
Or we could talk more basketball.
Let's do that.
Exactly. That and more.
Sports.
And Boomer and Gio at 6 on the Fan.